All right, so I think we're live. This is episode 2 of Near Without the Noise, hosted by Ants Guild. I'm Ozzy Mandias, and below me is Kevin, part of Ants Guild as well. And today we've brought on Dr. Alex Shevchenko, who's going to be talking about the Near Ethereum bridge, as well as the Ethereum virtual machine on Near, and the big picture significance of these two products in the scope of the development of the Near ecosystem. So welcome, Alex.
Thanks, Ozzy. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Hopefully, the next hour will be interesting for you.
And so I think maybe just before we even get into any of the ecosystem or the technical questions, do you just want to give a little bit of a background on your role within Near and kind of what you do on a daily basis?
Sure. So I joined Near not a long time ago, about a month and a half or something like that. And I am the product manager for two projects, Bridge and EVM. So my day-to-day job is try to interpret from the technical language to the business language and backwards, making sure that these two projects are consistent with what our partners would like to be delivered, and we actually want and is consistent with the the main direction of the company. So this is what I'm doing here.
Okay. So with that, I think we have a more or less informal discussion we want to kind of go through, but to kind of start with the whole point of the Near Ethereum Rainbow Bridge, why don't we first take a step back and talk about interoperability? So when you approach interoperability in the blockchain space today in 2020, why does it matter, and how have you seen it evolved, and maybe where do you see it kind of going in the future as different layer 1 protocols become more developed?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's the nice question. So I believe my point of view on this is pretty similar to many other people. So I think that there will be no single blockchain standard anytime soon, just because everyone is trying to be there as a first creator of a blockchain. So everyone will continue to try to do that. Saying that, it means that we need to have something that will enable the some kind of communication in between blockchains. Why is this important? Well, because blockchain is itself a closed universe, and it's just because of the rules of the blockchain. You need to the validators or the miners need to calculate the outcomes of the transactions or the changes of the state, and in order to be able to do it, you need to have the consistent data. So all of the inputs and the functions need to be the same. And if this and if this data is taken somewhere outside of the blockchain, then the execution result may be different. That's why blockchains are only dealing with their own state. I mean, you can calculate things with the information that is stored in the state, and that's it. And because of that, there is no API that blockchain is able to query from another blockchain, and that's the problem. So this is something that needs to be solved. We need to have something that would be able to put the information into the states of the different blockchain, and this something is oracles, actually. So you can put there something, or it is like bridges. So we need to bridge things in between blockchains, and that's why I believe it is a crucial thing. It is similar if we take an analogy from transitioning from intranet to the internet. That is absolutely the same. A single blockchain is an intranet with multiple people, even if it is decentralized or multiple applications working there. But when you need to scale to the World Wide Web, then you need to have interconnections in between this. So I believe it is like very, very important, and we need to build these bridges. We need to be friendly to different blockchains. We need to establish this link.
And on Near, the decision was, I think, taken a good year ago to start building specifically a bridge with Ethereum. Were you a part of that from the very, very beginning? And kind of what was that like at the beginning stages of the project? What was the rationale and the kind of strategy from the Near team to get that going so early on?
Mm-hmm. So I was not there. So I joined only a month and a half. But the rationale, I believe, is the following. So there is a very good existing ecosystem in Ethereum, and people are used to work there. People are used to use Ethereum tools. And there are lots of applications, lots of liquidity there. So it is pretty natural to, if we think that we need to build bridges with other different networks, then it is pretty natural to choose Ethereum as the first one. So I believe that was the thing there. Well, the most interesting thing in the approach that Near has taken was in the way how you're building this bridge. So now we have in the market lots of different proof of authority bridges where there is an entity that is holding a key from two accounts: the escrow account or the locker account on one blockchain, where people are sending their tokens and they are locked, and the same entity mints the certificates for these tokens on another blockchain. And lots of different blockchains, and everyone is building the bridges the same way, whether this entity is a single entity or it is a multi-signature contract. It doesn't matter. It's just a single something that is doing this minting and locking. And that's the problem, because it goes against the philosophy of the blockchain, the philosophy of decentralization of the operations. Because if these people are not signing the transaction, the user just losing his tokens. So approach that Near has taken was about making the bridge decentralized, truly decentralized and truly permissionless. So, and because of that, the overall architecture was to build a light client of Near on Ethereum and to build a light client of Ethereum on Near. And these two light clients, they are actually they are the oracles of the other blockchain inside our specific state. So these light clients are able to verify anything that is happening on the other blockchain. And this approach actually said that we are now not going to rely on any intermediary. We are just relying on the way how the blockchains are validated, how the consensus algorithms are working there, and that's it. So I can say that there is no truly permissionless bridge in the market. And I can say that for 6 to 9 months, we are ahead of any other developments that are there. And that's why this is one of the unfair competitive advantages for Ethereum Near Rainbow Bridge. And that's good. That's good.
And so beyond the permissionless value of the bridge, if I'm a Near community member, if I'm a developer, in the context of maybe DeFi, in the context of a lot of the most recent crypto developments happening on Ethereum, what does the bridge very simply bring to the Near ecosystem now? And then what's the promise of it over the next couple months, you could say?
So the thing that Bridge brings right now to the developers is the access to liquidity that is available on Ethereum. So that is the most important thing, because many of our partners, they are saying, okay, we would like to launch automatic market making, or we would like to launch flash loans, or we would like to launch another DeFi projects, just because it is very popular. It is something that people are paying their attention to. So they would like to do it. But in order to do this, they need to have the backbone of the DeFi. multiple ERC20 tokens that are interchangeable, that people can trade and do this stuff. But they do not have, well, we can obviously launch these tokens directly on Near, but they will cost 0. So it would be a very good and like a very good addition to Near to have this liquidity from Ethereum on Near, or at least give an ability to people to transfer in between the blockchains. So that is the most important thing that Bridge is enabling, and that's the most important thing. So you just use the conventional bridge with the ERC20 connector. We actually have developed the generic token connector, which is different from the hackathon, for example. So people can bridge any tokens on through our Rainbow bridge, and you can instantly get the access to this liquidity. That's the most important.
So to summarize, basically the approach for you is to be rather friends with Ethereum than be competitors?
Absolutely. So we are not friends, but we are friends. So we would like to be friends to everybody, actually. So we do not think, again, this is my personal point of view, but this is also the point, like the corporate communications, that we are actually not trying to compete with people. We are trying to, find some kind of things where we're complementing each other. And that's why we have lots of partners. That's why we are talking to many different other different blockchains. So, for example, a couple of days ago, it was an interesting conversation. A tech lead of EVM project, Eugene, he went directly into the communication channel. Probably it was Discord of Elrond, a pretty known project. And he was asking there some questions about the cross shards execution, how the state is, how they're finalizing the states, how they're doing the rollback and stuff like that. And some of the community members were just laughing at this, saying that, hey, Near folks, they do not understand how to do this. And that's why they are asking the questions from these guys. But the reasoning for this was like absolutely the opposite. We would like to share our knowledge. We would like to get some additional knowledge from other projects, and we would like to to understand what is the best solution to do this. This is the open source is actually working like this. It is not like a competition, because anyone can just copy paste your code and that's it. Just because if you're using non-permissive license, okay. Yeah, and we are trying to find the interesting things there, and we try to complement with people. So it is not like we are not knowing things, but it's rather that we would like to enrich our knowledge and help people to enrich their knowledge.
And it seems like the hackathon, we haven't talked about the actual hackathon itself yet, but a little bit of context. I think it was about a month and a half ago, Near hosted the Near Ethereum Rainbow Bridge Hackathon as kind of the, I guess you could say, the seminal event announcing the launch of this permissionless bridge. And they were trying to attract developers and possibly also project leads from both Ethereum and Near to build on or across the bridge. Maybe explain, if you could, what kind of applications are people looking to have built on the bridge? And then if I currently already build on Ethereum, what would be my incentive to interact at all with Near if I'm already kind of established and have my project on Ethereum? And then I guess we can go more into the hackathon itself from there.
Yeah, okay. So multiple questions. Let's start from the last one. What's the incentive for Ethereum people to use the bridge? Well, the incentive is very simple. To scale. I would say that it is to scale. And in order to scale, you need to cut your costs for the gas fees. And in order to cut your gas fees, you either need to go to the layer 2 solution, or you need to go to some kind of other layer 1 solution that will provide a lower cost. And here Bridge helps you to transition the state of your contracts or the liquidity that you are capturing into other blockchain. that is like a good thing. Another thing that helps you to do this transition is the support of Ethereum virtual machine on the near side. This is something that we are going to roll out pretty soon in the beta net. So we are like in the testing phase. I believe we are going to touch the roadmaps a little bit down the road. But in general, this is another thing that helps people to transition. Yeah, and with regards to the hackathon, well, hackathon was, well, from my point of view, it was extremely good because lots of people were participating, lots of submissions, and we actually were not. We didn't expect that there will be so many people that were coming to this hackathon, and we were not prepared actually. And I believe for all of the people who are participating in the hackathon and watching this, they would probably say that some things were not that simple and not that like smooth. So we put down our notes, and we are like doing our homework to make the next hackathons better. And we actually already started to work with some of the community members, with some of the projects there, and we are trying to like find how to apply these projects to the bridge and to other initiatives inside of Near, just because they were actually doing things that we wanted to do. So why not? Let's work with these people. Let's incentivize them so they can continue their work. And with regards to, well, if I am to say something to the hackathon participants, I can say that you did a good job. And you need to continue this stuff. So maybe not you need to continue, but I encourage you to continue your work. I encourage you not to stop, not to think about this as a weekend project, but rather as a startup. And this is something that can be a very beneficial piece of activity in your life. And Near itself, Near Foundation is there to help you. So reach out to our community guys, Nima and Peter and myself, obviously. Reach out to us if you're stuck with some problems, if you need some help. Either it is a validating of the idea or funding or anything. Reach out to us. We are here to help you. I would like to remind everybody a very, very key feature inside of Near is that just because of the way how Near works, 30% of the fees that smart contracts does and collects, it goes directly to the developers. So the developers that are going to develop like the basic infrastructure contracts for Near, which can be connectors to Rainbow Bridge, for example. So the guys that are going to develop this and support, they will actually earn some real money, and it is inside of the protocol. So this is a very good incentive for all of the open source guys to build on Near. So yeah, encourage everyone to build. Continue your great job.
That's great. I do want to go back to one point where one of the guys reached out to Elrond, because what's actually the value in having different blockchains if they all share the same knowledge pool? Wouldn't just be spreading the liquidity around, or do you see that differently?
Well, I see that different people are actually focusing on different things. So, for example, for Near, it is very important to have sharding and this like scaling solution. For other blockchain, it is all about enabling the DeFi ecosystem to be there. Some other blockchains, they for example pretend that they are permissionless blockchain, but they are actually permissioned blockchains, and this gives some additional credibility to the users, so they feel more safe. It is like, from my point of view, it's like different countries that are out there in the world. In the US, you have one tax system and the government and the way how you vote for people. for president. In other countries, there are some kind of other laws, and I am personally grateful that I'm not like born in some kind of country and I need to stick with one, but rather I can choose where I can work, where I can live, and where I can make money. So that is the difference. The devil is in the details, though the overall everything, all of these projects are blockchains, but the devil is in the details.
Thank you.
So maybe if we could look a little bit big picture for what's coming for Near. You said that there were some recent upgrades since the hackathon for the bridge that are going into beta mode. Maybe could you walk through the 2-month, 6-month, 12-month kind of projections of where things will be and the value that can come from that?
Yeah, that would be really great if I would knew what will come to us in 12 months, obviously. So yeah, I can probably answer only a couple of questions. The first two. Blockchain world is so dynamic, and we are at so high pace that it is very hard to do the appropriate planning for a long period of time. So yeah, the bridge roadmap. It is pretty straightforward. So since let me give you a short overview of the history of the bridge. So somewhere in August, the bridge, the first version of the bridge was developed, and we actually did a security audit of the code. And the company said that everything is okay. We can launch it to production. And so in order to test it, and try it, we launched the hackathon, and we launched the bridge into the test network, the testnet. And since then, we actually have found like 5 critical bugs in the code. So the security audit was not that good. And we have already fixed that bugs, but we understood that, the guys that are working in Near, they are much more deep in tech and much more profound, and can find things that can be wrong much better than some other companies that are even professionally provide services for security audits. And I believe there are lots of people in the community that are also very, very deep into tech details, and they can actually help us. So we thought that rather than launch this product with flaws, we would like to do some kind of a revision of everything. So we wanted to focus on 2 things. First one is the restructuring of the bridge, trying to clean up all of the messes there and make it a little bit more like user friendly. So we started this refactoring. And that is the biggest part of what we are doing and what we are focusing right now. And the second part, that we need to thoroughly test the bridge. We need to do lots of end-to-end tests. We need to do fuzzy testing, some penetration testing, and even then it would not be enough. So we understand that we need to put some bug bounties. We need to launch beta mode of the bridge and stuff like that. And now it seems like we are close to the moment when we are able to deliver the first beta version of the bridge to the network. So within November, and I believe it is going to be sooner than later, we are going to launch what is called the private beta release of the bridge. The bridge will be deployed on the main network, and the people that would like to participate in the private beta, they would be able to access it and transfer ERC20 tokens in between Ethereum and Near. On Near side, it will be NEP21 tokens, which is literally the copy of the ERC20 standard. So these people would be able to test it, will be able to integrate it in their apps, in their contracts, and work with the bridge. After a while, we are going to put some bug bounties in place for the people that would like to hack the bridge. And obviously we are going to do the payouts and all of this stuff. Once we are fully comfortable with the state of the bridge, then we are going to name it 1.0 version, and we are going to redeploy the bridge to the network with the upgradability and all of this stuff. Now, for everyone who would like to join the private beta testing of the bridge, they need to remember two major things. First one is that please be careful with the bridge. Do not put too much money into it. We have tried our best to fix all of the issues, but unfortunately we cannot guarantee you that you are not going to lose your money there. So please make a decision on what is the threshold that is okay for you to put the threshold for the money inside of the bridge, and just be below that threshold. If it is 1K of US dollars, then okay. If it is 10K, no problem. But just be very responsible for this. And the second thing, which is a little bit more on the technical side, once we are going to deploy 1.0 bridge, in order to use it, you would need to move the tokens from the beta version of the bridge back to Ethereum, and then move it back through the new version of the bridge. So you need to do the upgrade manually, unfortunately. But this is done for the sake of the speed of the delivery, because some of our partners, they really would like the bridge to be delivered, and we would like to help them to do that. So these only two restrictions. The information about the private beta, I believe some of you might want to know how to take part in this. So the information about private beta is going to be posted on the governance forum of NEAR, gov.near.org, this week. So so pretty soon you can check it, and you will be able to leave your you would be able there to fill a form and take a part in the private beta testing. Anyone from the NEAR community would be able to do this, but keep in mind, you need to have at least two accounts, the NEAR account and Ethereum account, to be able to do the transfers. So yeah, that's it. And pretty soon we are going to put some explanatory blog about the NEAR bridge to give information about it to wide community. So yeah, again, coming back to the roadmap. During November, we are going to launch the private beta. Then probably December and the rest of the November, we are going to do the testing of different stuff there. The bridge will be already operational, but we will continue to do the testing. And probably the wide rollout of the bridge with the 1.0 version attached to it, this is something that is going to be early next year.
So just to summarize kind of what you've been speaking about for the last couple of minutes, the beta version of the bridge that's going to be available in the next couple of months would be a great opportunity for developers interested in getting in on the ground floor, kind of as you said earlier, with the rewards involved in that. And then it also sounds like there's going to be a number of partners as well that are interested in leveraging that as also. Is that fair to say?
Yes, and anyone is free to join. If you would like to explore this, you're free to join. And actually, I missed one additional milestone. Somewhere in the end of November and in the beginning of December, we are going to deploy the front end for the bridge. So first, the deployment, it will be like the backend code or like the contracts. But in the end of the November, we will have the front end, and people would be able, go to the website, log in with the NEAR wallet and with MetaMask, and just in couple of clicks and couple of signing up transactions, they will be able to send their tokens from Ethereum to NEAR and back. So this is something additional that we are going to show to people.
Okay. There's a question from one of our viewers, and this person asks, will there be a bridge with other blockchains like Polkadot?
Yeah. So actually, during this week, there were several blockchains that were reaching out to us. They were fascinated with our blockchain solution, and they were saying that, okay, we are also like EVM compatible. Let's bridge with us. And we say, okay, no problem. I mean, that is simple. Since on the Ethereum side we have the Ethereum contracts working there, why not? Polkadot is also supporting EVM, obviously. So I do not think that there will be lots of different work that we need to do in order to support this bridge. The main thing for the bridge to be operational is that we need to cover the costs of the light clients that I was mentioning. We need to cover these costs. So what does it mean? So for example, from Ethereum, we are sending every block to Ethereum on Near client, and this client is storing this information. He needs this information in order to check the crypto proofs and different stuff. And this costs almost zero, because for this we are paying the transaction fees in Near. But when we are sending information about Near blocks to Ethereum, we need to pay Ether fees, and they are pretty high. So the operations of the bridge would cost us, and we are going to fully take this cost on our side. It is going to cost about $400 per day for sending the blocks to the Near light client on the Ethereum side. So if somebody from the Polkadot, either from the community or from some officials, would like to do this bridge, would like to adopt this, and would like to cover at least partially these costs, then we are more than we are welcome everyone to join this. And the major thing that, like, the architecture of the bridge is not going to be changed. Only the connectors, only like the things that we are going to send, it is going to be changed. But from that point of view, once the Rainbow Bridge is developed, it would be pretty easy to apply it and to reuse it on other type of the blockchains.
And I think before we move on, you touched on something pretty important where you were talking about different integrations of the Ethereum virtual machine, of the EVM. Can you maybe explain why that's important to allowing different to connect to different bridges, to connect different bridges to different blockchains? I guess if I don't really understand the context of this, if I don't come from a background where I am familiar with what an EVM is, why does that matter in the context of connecting?
Sure. So the EVM is like Ethereum virtual machine. This is a place. This is a thing that is an essential part of the Ethereum, where the Ethereum code is executed. And this is something that people get used to. Well, I believe, like nowadays, the blockchain developer, it in 90% cases means that this is like an Ethereum developer, and in 90% of that, it is a Solidity developer. So most of the people are used to work with the Ethereum virtual machine, with Solidity, with the development tools like Truffle, for example, and that's why it is a convenient place for them a convenient ecosystem to work. And we would like to help these people to go to the next stage. As I said, we would like to enable innovation through scaling of the solutions. And that's why we are helping people to do the first step. We are holding their hand during this cross from the old, slow, non-scalable Ethereum to Near. And that's why we are giving them an ability to take their smart contracts as is and to put them into Near. So you have written lots of smart contracts, lots of them. And this is your decentralized application that is working. And it is hard for you to write the code from the scratch and deploy it into new environment. And that's why the major problem for many projects to migrate from the blockchain to another blockchain. Once you are on one infrastructure, it is very hard for you to go to another infrastructure. This is how Amazon Web Services actually is working. Once you start using it, it is very hard for you to go to some kind of other cloud provider. So what we are doing, instead of saying that you need to throw your code in the bin and then create the new one from scratch, we are saying, hey, to start, you can take your contracts, deploy it on Near as is or with the minor changes, and that's it. You have the same decentralized application, but working on Near side. That's why from the protocol level, what do we need? We need to support these contracts that are written in Solidity and that are working on the EVM. And that's why we are doing that. And for the EVM, again, within November, I believe we are going to publish the EVM support on the beta.net. The EVM is much more drastic protocol change, so we are going to be extremely cautious with it. I know that lots of people are waiting for it, but let us test everything. And if you would like to try it, if you would like again to submit some reports to us, you are more than welcome. I'm going also share the details once we're going to deploy the EVM on the beta.net. But what we are aiming to have here is absolutely smooth experience for Ethereum developers to be able to transition to Near. Okay, another from Mihailo.
Right. So will the bridge support Ethereum 2.0, and will there be differences?
So I believe it is a pretty long road until Ethereum 2.0. Unfortunately, I started in crypto space since 2015, so have some time spent here, and at that year I met Vitalik, and we were talking about proof of stake in Moscow, and then he said, well, we are not quite sure when, but I can guarantee you that it is going to be soon. And now it is 2021 almost, and proof of stake is not yet there. So I believe Ethereum is too big to move fast. So it would be very hard for Ethereum 2.0 to be on our desktops and laptops and wallets very soon. Though we have no problems into migration. Okay, we need to change the way how our contracts on the Ethereum side work, but that's it. It is not going to be a major or drastic change. So once Ethereum 2.0 is there, we are going to adapt, but I do not think that this is going to be fast.
Right. Also have another question, which is basically Near presents itself as a developer-friendly and developer-oriented solution. And sometimes you have to build things from scratch. But what's the short-term goal? Is it to roll out as many products as you can to give a wide variety of tools? Or is it to rather polish them and fine-tune this small selection of products?
So a great question. So the Near approach, or the Near Inc. approach, yeah. So as you know, we have two companies: the Near Foundation, who is governing everything, and the Near Incorporated, which is developing some things for the Near Foundation. So our approach is not to create everything, because we cannot do that. And we are not that creative as millions of people in the community. So we would rather say to our community, come here, we would like to support you, we would like to help you with all of our knowledge and the funds that we have, and please build things that you would like to build. So Near itself is not launching any commercial products. So we do not have, the bridge is going to be for free. We actually are covering the costs for the bridge for the users. The wallet, the web wallet, is for free. The EVM support is going to be for free, and so on. So all of this development is only the cost for Near Foundation. Obviously, Near Foundation has funds, and this is coming out from early investors and from token sale and from the percentage of the fees that Foundation is taking, and that's why Foundation is just like spending this money. So that's pretty natural. We are just encouraging people to build that. With regards to the protocol changes and the protocol features that we are introducing, well, many have mentioned and many have seen that the wallet rollout was not as smooth as people wanted to be it, but it is just because like we are in the beginning of the road. We were not knowing when the people are going to vote for the unlocking of the transfers on the Near blockchain, and so we also needed to adapt. So we have rolled out the wallet. And there were some issues. We were trying to fix it. We were trying to introduce new features that people requested. For example, the staking of unlocked tokens, and that was implemented. And for now, for example, the wallet team, they're taking a break in the development of the new features. So they would like to stabilize this. And I can say that with all of the other products, everything will be in waves. So it will be a wave when we are developing new features, and then will be another wave after it when we are stabilizing the code, closing some technical debt, and like doing some additional testing and make sure that end-to-end things are working correctly and so on. With the bridge, the thing that we are focusing right now is a very robust and secure transfers, as I said, and we would like to develop the basic connectors that will allow people to transfer some subset of the tokens. So ERC20, NFTs or ERC721, and of course the native tokens, an ability to bridge Ethereum to Near and Near token to Ethereum. So this is something that we would like to cover. There are many other token standards, including the ones that are pretty fresh and new, and they would probably substitute the ERC20. But this is something that we are not going to develop. This support for the bridging of these tokens. This is something we are not going to develop soon. This is instead we are encouraging community to build this. If they will not build this, well, okay, we are going to build this, but a little bit later when we have fixed all of the errors.
Great. Thank you. What do you think more people need to understand about the bridge and its significance for Near, since we're talking about the bridge? And is there anything
to add to that? Just what doesn't receive enough attention from the community, or that you feel like the community might not understand fully about how the bridge is developing or the value of the bridge overall?
Yeah. So like the communication of the community with the community is something is like it is in my domain of responsibility. This is something that I would like to fix and to make it more obvious for everybody and to help everybody to understand things. And that's why, well, for people that are very interested in the bridge, I have a bad news for you guys, that my face you are going to see quite a lot, and some posts in the blog from myself. So beware. With regards to the most important things that people, from my point of view, do not understand right now is the nature of the bridge. We already have touched this point, but this is like the unique approach for bridging assets, which is the permissionless approach. And lots of different projects put in their blog posts and say, hey, we finally launched our bridge. It is completely permissionless, and in order to transfer, you need to transfer the tokens to this multi-signature account. And then when I'm reading this post, I like, hey guys, you are just posting a ton of marketing bullshit. You are saying to people that it is permissionless, while you're just transferring to multi-sig accounts. I mean, what are you communicating? That's really rude to your community. So do not cheat people, because they are not going to say thank you for this. And from that point of view, Rainbow Bridge is truly decentralized. It is truly permissionless. There is absolutely no way for anybody, including Near and Near Foundation, to steal your tokens on the architecture level. Some hackers can hack smart contracts. This is true, and they can steal because of the way how the smart contract is implemented. But if it is bug-free, then nobody is able to steal it, and nobody ever able to collude and just put your money in some other people's hands. So this is a very, very important thing. And from my point of view, this is very encouraging, because like blockchain is all about the decentralization and permissionless. Nobody can, whether it is a decentralized finance, which is a very different from the traditional banking, or it is decentralized autonomous organizations that are like providing you the ways to govern things. And why if you are doing like cross transactions in between countries, why do you need to have SWIFT for this? Why do you need to have a centralized authority, even if it is managed by the board of directors and there are multiple people there? Why do you need a centralized authority for this? So I encourage everyone to take a look once again to this piece of the architecture of the bridge, and this is something that guarantees you and your users, presuming you are a dApp developer, like a solid background into what they are using. This is blockchain is all about this. Why would you sacrifice decentralization and permissionless in one piece of your application?
I love hearing you talk about the whole concept of decentralization, and now I'm interested in hearing for you personally what you're looking forward to most within the Near ecosystem in the coming years, and how do you find working with other members of the Near team?
Yeah. So look, as you heard, I'm clearly biased. So actually, I used to work in Bitfury company before for 4 years, and I was building their framework for private blockchains, which is called Ethereum. It is not an advertisement of that. But even in the permissioned blockchain framework, I was really staken on the light client as a concept. Yeah. So light client itself is a piece of software that is working on the client side, and it is able to verify answers of the blockchain. So to give you some kind of, obviously lots of people know about this, but let me give you a very quick example. So imagine you have a smartphone and you are opening your bank online banking application. There is a secure connection that is established in between your smartphone and the servers of the bank. And no one is able to go in the middle, and there is no possibility for the man in the middle attack. So the hacker is changing some numbers. But even though everything is secure and presume that your smartphone is correct, the data that is displayed on your screen is just the data that the server has sent to you. If the server wants to send you the information that you have $100 on your bank account, then he is able to send it. If the server would like to send that you owe $100 to the bank, it will send it. And there is no way for an end users to check whether this information is correct or not. And in the blockchain world, obviously, you can install the full node of Ethereum, or full node of Bitcoin, a full node of anything, and just see all of the transactions and check the consensus algorithm and like be 100% sure that the information that you are using is correct. But that is damn hard, just because Bitcoin node, it takes, I don't know, 250 gigabytes of the data. Ethereum node even more than that, and you you need to have an SSD to store it, just because with the hard drive, the ordinary hard drive, you will not be able to keep with the head of the blockchain. So it's just damn hard, and because of that, for example, the full amount of Bitcoin nodes is like a little bit more than 10,000. And what is the amount of people that are using the Bitcoin? It's like hundreds of thousands or even millions of them. And all of these people, they are not, well, with the Bitcoin. So all of these people need to be 100% sure that the information that they have is the correct one. Because this is all about the blockchain. This is all about the decentralization. You do not need to trust any server. You do not need to trust to anything except your own device, actually, yeah. So still you need to, because you are looking at the screen of your device. And that's why a piece of software that is able to verify things that are inside, that align inside of the blockchain, is very crucial. So you cannot work with the blockchain the way how the secure connection things are working. It is just like killing every benefit of the blockchain. What you need to do instead is the following. You need to establish, again, the secure connection just for the sake of anonymity of yourself and stuff like that. But when you are querying the server, when you're querying your bank, you need to ask them, hey, please send me my balance of the card, but together with it, please send me the cryptographic proof that this balance is correct. And then using some hashes, some different specific data structures like Merkle trees and stuff like that, the light client is able to verify that this information is correct. And the way how cryptographic proofs are assembled is that they are unforgeable. I mean, it's just based on the same cryptography as the ordinary digital signatures are based, and hashing and stuff like that. So just use it. And that's why, like, I'm a big believer of the fact that people need to have light clients. And that's why I am a big believer of the concept and the architecture of the bridge. So for now, I can say that light clients are really great. I'm looking forward to all of this stuff. With Near, there is an ability to build a light client. We were not focusing at this moment on this, but I would vote with my 2 hands up for the community members who are going to create a Near light client as a JavaScript library and make it available to all of the front-end applications. So this is first. I'm very looking forward for the releasing of 1.0 bridge, and obviously the beta release too, just because the architecture is right. The architecture is the best that we can create. Yeah. And with regards to working with people in Near, I mean, the team is just great. It is a very, very strong team assembled in one place. So if we take a look into the developers, they are just nuts. I mean, I have never ever seen that deep and that detailed and profound people that are doing their job. If we take on the support functions and the leadership, lots of people from the very big companies like Google, Facebook, MemSQL, they have their experience there. And also lots of companies from the blockchain ecosystem, Consensus and Bitfury. And they know things, they know stuff how to do. And what is, from my point of view, really, really important is that they are all like young and hungry. They would like to do stuff. Like, from my point of view, blockchain is like a renaissance of the world. It's just second renaissance, I can say. And Near is like yet another Nikolai Copernicus, who is just opening the eyes for the people that, hey guys, you know, the Earth is not in the center, or the government is not in the center, or the financial institutions is not in the center. We're just like, this is just some way how you can think about things, but there is like another much more bigger things, much more bigger vision into different things. And I'm really happy, and I really happy to be like a part of this team, be like a small finger of Nicolaus Copernicus, and to be able to leave a footprint in the history of the new world, of the things that are going to be next after the blockchain technology will be realized in this world and be appreciated here. So yeah.
Excellent. Well, we're pretty much at the end of our session, but that was absolutely fantastic, Alex. Thank you for all of the information you gave. I think just as a general summary, we can say that the bridge is in its early days, but there's a lot of development to come for it, with a lot of opportunities for developers, community members, and official near partners. And I think, as you just said as well, this is part of something much larger that's taking place in the blockchain domain as a whole. So we want to thank you for your time. We're definitely going to hope to have you back again to talk about other topics, because that was a fantastic hour that we just had. And do you have anything you'd like to add, Kevin, to that?
No, I'm just overall grateful with the information provided, and if any watchers here haven't gotten any more bullish now, I don't know.
Thanks, Olga. Thanks, Kevin, for you having me. Yeah, would be happy to join once again on different topics, maybe on EVM.
Maybe on EVM. So thank you very much. You have a great day, and everyone will be having a full upload of this to YouTube with timestamps as well in the coming days. So
yep.
Thanks everyone. We'll see you next time.